Hermits of YouTube, it's your Bun Harley. We're back with a brand new episode today, and this time we will be starting the Parade of Providence event. I'm super excited for this one. All the Sumeru gang is together. My lighting is really weird right now. It's the sun. I know the sun does exist. I promise. I don't know where I was going with that, but I am hype, and it looks like we're gonna get some Kaveh backstory as well. So let's get into it. Paimon heard from someone or somewhere news about the Academia extravaganza. Head to the Academia and ask around for details.
A moment, if you would. Are you two the famous Traveler and Paimon by any chance?
Yes, indeed. Oh.
We sure are, and who are you?
My name is Wikas, a member of the Academia Extravaganza Planning Committee. Have you two heard of this festival?
Only just now.
Yep, and that's exactly why we're here.
Is that so? Looks like our advertising is working. Since you're both interested, would you mind if I gave you a brief explanation of the event?
That would be helpful, thanks.
So, the Academia Extravaganza is a grand event run by the Academia with a long and storied history. To be precise, it can be divided into the Wisdom Gala and the Inter-Darshan Championship. The gala is held annually. During this time, all 6 Darshans will set up booths throughout the city and host guests to showcase the most fascinating aspects of their school, and thus increase their influence. On the other hand, the championship is held once every 4 years. Each Darshan will send a representative to vie for the position of Grand Champion. This year, the gala is being held alongside the championship, so the mood in the city is, as they say, at an unprecedented fever pitch.
Do they say that?
Cool. Thanks a bunch for the detailed explanation.
Oh, turn up voices a bit.
You're most welcome. Answering questions regarding the Academia Extravaganza is my job. And I actually do have something I would like to ask the two of you.
Huh? Need our help with something?
Well, let me begin by saying that this year's Academia Extravaganza is of utmost importance to us. Lesser Lord Kusanali and the sages came up with a plan for the Academia to recruit talented people from the desert starting next year. As such, we've invited a great number of desert dwellers to take part in this festival, so they can hopefully experience the Academia's atmosphere ahead of time. I've heard that the two of you are famous across both the rainforest and desert. With your participation, especially in the Inter-Darshan Championship, more people will definitely come to appreciate the festival.
Didn't you just say that only Darshan representatives can take part?
Exactly. Or do you mean you want us to join a Darshan? But then we would have to deal with exams and essays and stuff like that.
No need to worry. The championship participants have already been selected. I mean to invite the two of you as guest commentators.
Oh.
Your job will be to
Fair enough.
observe and record every part of the competition.
We are witnesses.
There's no pressure. Just follow each match and enjoy the festival. Aside from that, we'll also prepare some compensation for your efforts. We won't have you working for free.
That kinda sounds like a sweet deal. What do you think?
Who are the participants anyway?
You can head over to the festival venue later. An organizer there will introduce each participant. Some of them even might be people you recognize. I'll leave it at that for now. So, how about it? Would you like to take this commission?
We'll give it a go.
Wow, having fun while getting paid? This sounds awesome!
The main event venue is at the outskirts of the Citadel of Regzar, and the organizer you're looking for is Karina. Tell her the situation and she'll get you set up. The championship is going to begin soon. I wish you a good experience serving as commentators. If you have any doubts, come find me anytime.
Alrighty, off we go!
Comings and goings.
Welcome, one and all, to the Academia Extravaganza. Now then, allow me to reveal the prizes for this iteration of the Inter-Darshan Championship. Fabulous monetary rewards, research funds, a limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card, and the right to wear the Diadem of Knowledge. I
Nice.
believe that I need not elaborate as to how this is a symbol of great honor.
She should be Karina, right? Looks like she's in the middle of something. Let's wait till she's less busy, then go introduce ourselves.
The diadem of knowledge. What a perfect work of art.
Every time I see it, I feel like I'm losing myself in its beauty. The one who proves fit to wear it must be a rare genius indeed.
I believe that most of you have already seen the Diadem of Knowledge or have heard tales about it. 20 years ago, a researcher named Sachin bought it for a large sum of mora before donating it to the academia.
Huh.
The generous championship prizes are also sourced from his sponsorship. Before we begin, allow me to express our gratitude to this researcher, who cannot be with us.
What the fuck?
Things can only get worse.
Huh?
Things can only go from bad to worse.
Who are you?
Human nature begets conflict, and conflict begets ruin. From the beginning, the seeds of wickedness have been.
I don't know what's happening.
Hey, stop spacing out! Paimon called out to you, but you didn't respond. You okay? Did you stay up late without telling Paimon?
I was...
All right. I'm sure we're all more than ready for the championship to begin.
There's like 6 people here.
Now then, let's
Hi,
invite
Stella.
our 6 Darshan representatives to the stage. Our contestants are...
Tignari!
Representing Amorta, Tainari!
Cute! He's not even in the academia anymore.
Representing Spontamod, Sino!
I love these little things with the crests.
Representing Ratawahist, Layla!
This is so cute. Oh, she's
Representing Haravatat, Farazan!
she's adorable.
Representing Kasharawar, Kave! And for Vahumana... Huh? Is Vahumana's representative not here yet?
Maybe you should have organized this before you went on stage.
These introductions are pointless. Let's just get this over with.
Wait a sec. Why is he Vahumana's representative?
Finally, our final contestant is Vahumana's representative, Hat Guy!
Oh, so that's Hat Guy. I think I've seen him before.
You know who he is?
I've heard that he's a researcher from a different country who nominally belongs to Vahumana. Word is that he's written a lot of political analyses. His manner of speech hasn't made him popular amongst most other Vahumana researchers, but his comings and goings are quite irregular, so he doesn't interact with others much.
I just need to process this.
Aside from his more controversial aspects, his perspectives are considered quite incisive. Vahumana has seen a dearth of new talent lately, and some of its existing ones are not currently at the academia, so I suspect he might have been their only option.
Yeah, you missed Hat
It's
Guy.
just kind of weird. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who'd participate in competitions like this one.
That's his name, Hat Guy. When I saw Makoto, because I forgot that I named Scaramouche Makoto. So when like Makoto like appeared on the screen, I was like, what? This bitch is dead. I'm quite puzzled too.
Now that we have our 6 contestants, the championship will soon begin. Who will triumph this time around? Hold on to your hats, because we're all on this ride together.
Woo. Oh, wait, that's pretty. What the fuck? I love the butterflies.
Huh. We really do know a lot of the contestants. Oh,
We do indeed.
right.
We
We're
know
just
all of them.
commentators, aren't we? So figuring out everyone's reasons for participating is in our job description. Let's go ask them when we go say hi. Especially him. Paimon still thinks it's weird that he's here.
It's been a long time since the last Interdarshan Championship. How exciting!
They say that Sachin was a Vahumana researcher and that he was a pretty famous genius. I guess geniuses always appreciate the knowledge of other geniuses.
Kave! Farazan! Layla!
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Why are you here?
We're here as specially invited guest commentators. Our job is to record what happens during the competition.
Is that so? In that case, I'll have to trouble you to catch the moment of my triumph on camera. Remember to shoot from behind at a lower angle. You know, to capture a seniors class.
Don't get ahead of yourself now. Victory will obviously be mine.
You're far too young to even consider challenging me. Kasharwar or Ratawahist, you're all children as far as I'm concerned.
Layla's like, what the fuck did I do?
Actually, I was going to ask, how do you know me, Madame Farzan?
Huh? You don't remember? I sometimes see you in the library at night. You even waved at me.
What? I don't remember doing that at all.
Huh. How strange. However, this is not the time for curiosity. I am Farozan, a household name in Haravatat. You are Layla from Ratawahist, I presume?
Yes.
Good. Then we are officially introduced. See? Simple as that.
She's just like, what?
I like respectful ones, by the way. Would you like to join my research group?
Madam Faruzan, I'm quite sure this counts as poaching. Let's dial things down.
I know, but it's been tough getting people these days. And research funding has been hard to secure.
Layla's like, how do I leave?
But once I win this tournament, it'll be a different story.
So you're just here to increase the amount of funding you're getting?
Whatever works, I guess.
Well, not just that. What? Are you curious about my reasons for participating in this event? Well, I suppose that's to be expected. You are our guest commentators after all. There's been an influx of newly enrolled students, and they'll be paying close attention to this competition. If I do win, I'm certain that there will be no lack of students knocking upon my door. Moreover, research resources will be made available to the victor, so that will nix my funding issues. Therefore, my two juniors, I do apologize, but I fully intend to emerge triumphant.
I'll do my best.
You can have my
as well.
vanilla milkshake.
At least I don't plan to lose too badly. So, why are you here, Layla? I don't know why, but a lot of people recommended me. I didn't sign up myself. I just woke up to find my name on the announcement
Oh, probably
board.
her, like, sleepwalking version of her signed up.
I'm really nervous. I've been so worried about disappointing everyone that I've been losing sleep.
Sorry, what the fuck?
Stress not, young one. We must all experience failure to grow and mature.
But Madame Farzan, I don't want to fail.
Seriously? Everyone has such nice reasons for joining.
He probably just needs the money so he can move out of Al-Haytham's place. And what's your story, Kaveh?
Must I say?
Yep.
Yes, you do! We gotta record it!
Well, you know, right? I want to buy some property.
Oh, that's right! You want to move out of Al-Haytham's!
What? I'll hate him? What about him? This has nothing to do with him.
This guy. Paimon's misremembering things.
Oh, right. Sorry, Paimon has no idea what she was talking about. So, you want to use the grand prize to buy a place, right?
Correct. Also, my father took part in the Interdarshan Championship when I was young, but he didn't win. Once I do, the right to wear that diadem will be mine. In a way, I'll be helping my father fulfill a dream of his.
Aw.
That's not a bad reason at all. You have ambition, youngster.
Aw.
Although your chances with me here aren't great, I believe your father would be most proud if the diadem of knowledge were bestowed upon you.
Aw. That's cute. Oh yeah,
Not
her
that
eyes are
you'll
different
have
colors.
the chance to celebrate. My father passed away many years ago. They say he ran into quicksand while traveling in the desert.
For you to have experienced such a thing, that must have been tough for you.
Aww.
It's all in the past now, and life goes on, doesn't it? Let's change topics. I don't want to bring the mood
Oh,
down.
baby. A jumpy
All right.
wind husband?
Earlier,
What?
you said that you want to use the prize Mora to purchase a home. Where do you live now? Do you live alone?
Oh, Kazuha.
Well...
I also heard you mention I'll hate them just a moment ago. Isn't he also from Haravatat?
Oh, I see.
Are you two hiding something from me?
No, of course not! Why would you think that?
Paimon's definitely not involved either. We're gonna go interview other contestants now. Bye!
Kave's very funny. So Kave is unwittingly Al-Haytham's roommate because he ran out of money and needed someone to live with, but he and Al-Haytham really despise each other, but secretly they're gay lovers. I mean, not officially gay lovers, but like gay lovers.
You know, I was just thinking, how did the two of you meet?
I was wrestling with a particularly tricky problem, and she happened to pass by while I was puzzling over it at the house of Dana. She then proceeded to provide some comments.
Provide some comments? I was bestowing instruction. In truth, I have no intention of solving
Artist
Star Wars
Kazuha.
problems for them. But I decided that this youngster seemed to have a decent attitude, and so we had a good chat. But ultimately, I am a Haravatat scholar, so please come to me with questions about linguistics next time.
She's so fucking funny. Hi, hat guy.
So, what are you...
Just call me Hat Guy. That's the name I use in Vahumana.
Sounds like a nickname, not a real name.
So I can't go by a simple, ordinary name?
That's not an ordinary name.
Fine, suit yourself. Alright then, Hat Guy, why are you taking part in the Interdarshan Championship? We're specially invited guest commentators, so play nice and answer our questions.
Paimon, please.
You could be Matra for all I care. So what if I don't answer you? What then? I'll tell you this much. I have an agreement with someone not to reveal my motives.
Nahida, probably?
You're not plotting something in secret, are you?
Well, it's hard to say. Why don't you take a guess?
Ugh, Paimon's had it with you.
What was that sound
Fine,
effect?
Be that way. Then we won't ask you why you're participating. Instead, why did you join Vahumana?
It's probably bored.
You two sure like to poke your noses where they don't belong. If I don't say anything, are you going to annoy me to death?
God damn it, this dumb Playmobil
I heard that the
bitch.
Vahumana researcher named Akaba
Oh,
was
Playmobil.
researching the Tatarasuna incident, so I wrote a few essays to refute his points. Later, when I was bored, I wrote some commentary on societal issues in Inazuma. I didn't expect Vahumana to consider me as one of them. Someone even invited me to a lecture or whatever. From start
I
to
love that
finish,
this guy's just writing
it
think
was
pieces.
just the wishful thinking of idiots. A misunderstanding. There's your answer. Simple. But when Lesser Lord Kusanali heard about this, she went out of her way to get me registered in Vahumana. She used the name Hat Guy.
Why not just call him Wanderer? That's his official playable character name. So it was Nahida's doing.
Enough chit-chat. You're better off wasting your time with the other contestants. Someone's about to get very unlucky. Wanna guess who?
Anyone's supposed to relax with you around? We've got to stay alert and keep a close eye on him.
Sure, Paimon, sure.
Enjoy the Interdarshan Championship. This will be one to remember, I'm sure.
I'm guessing that his motivation is like to get the diadem. I feel like that's probably his motivation. Like maybe the diadem has some significance to him and he wants to like research it or something. New voice, new Tighnari voice.
We meet again, you two.
Hey, Tighnari. We came here to check out this extravaganza.
Your voice is different.
And then they invited us to be guest commentators.
Is that so? I heard that there would be guest commentators recording the proceedings with cameras, but I didn't expect they'd be you two.
It's a pleasant surprise that you're visiting Sumeru again while I'm still on leave. When everything comes together perfectly like this, I call it the biryani factor. Because it's always rice to meet stew again.
So, Tainari, you're representing Amurta, and Sino is representing Spontamod. But haven't you both already graduated? Can alumni also take part in a competition?
I had wondered the same
Oh,
thing.
hi, Beat.
When I was told the news, I was actually more shocked than you are now. I later found out that anyone who has been a part of a particular darshan has the right to participate. Graduation status has no effect.
Okay.
So that's the rule, huh?
There are some restrictions, though. For example, sages cannot participate. Any given person can only participate in one instance of the championship, and so on.
That's right. Also, there are two methods by which the darshan representatives are chosen. One is self-nomination, and the other is to be recommended by over half of one's darshan.
You must have been a case of the latter, Tainari.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's
I heard
participating.
that quite a few of your juniors petitioned for your candidacy.
Oh.
Sometimes I wish I could clap a few of them over the head and tell them to spend that time on studying instead.
Can you refuse?
Well, you can, but after some consideration, I realize this could be a good opportunity for me. Next month, we're having a public lecture on ecology at Gandharvaville. If I participate in this event, I might be able to utilize its popularity to promote the lecture. I'm not that concerned about becoming the champion, unlike someone here.
Yeah, it's taking me a little bit to get used to the voice. Because unfortunately, I did enjoy the vocal tone of the past voice actor who must not be named. But obviously it's very good that he was fired and, you know. Yeah, so it's taking me a little bit to get used to, but I'm sure I will get used to it. So you volunteered yourself, Sino?
Yes. I'm using the last of my leave for this. When I heard that a limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card was one of the prizes, I signed myself up. This year's card is a rare one indeed. It would be a shame if I missed out on it.
Eyes on the prize.
Wait, is it some kind of super powerful card?
No, it's a very common one. But it has a holographic layer.
So what's the point?
It's
Paimon.
very cool.
Paimon meant apart from being very cool.
I love Sino, he's
That
so
is
funny.
reason enough. I shall do my all to emerge victorious and add it to my deck.
As someone who doesn't play cards much, I can't quite relate. But it isn't surprising that everyone has their own reasons for taking part in the tournament.
Fair enough. Alright, let's go find someone else to question. Looks like Karina's got a moment now. Let's go chat with her.
I'm surprised you were willing to come to Sumeru City at all.
Well, the atmosphere at the Academia has improved immensely since Azar and his ilk were deposed. Master has been busy recently, so he hasn't had the time to instruct me or try to convince me to return to the Academia. So I've been occasionally visiting the city these days. Trade and business are in greater abundance here, so it's much easier to acquire necessary research equipment.
Ah, you must be the guest commentators Vikas invited. I've heard about you. I saw you two having quite the lively conversation, so I thought it would be best to wait. Are you two free right now?
We were actually looking for you, too.
Excellent. Then please allow me to explain your job responsibilities in detail. First, please take these two things. The first item is a custom camera from the Academia. Please use it to record the competition as it unfolds.
Nice.
The second is an event-specific locator that will flag all participants' locations. It will also sound when one of them completes an objective.
Nice. So what are the objectives?
Wow, what a convenient little thing.
Aside from you two, there are two other commentators. However, they will remain by the commentators area and will not be following the contestants
good,
in real
Beat.
time.
Hope you have a good day.
Speaking of which, you probably know them. Alhaitham and Nilu.
Nice. Hi, besties.
Oh, it's them! We have to go over and say hi later.
Lovey-dovey activities.
Well, don't let me keep you, unless you have any questions for me.
Have you seen a white-haired man around? Who are we talking about?
Why do you ask?
Oh, the dude from... Okay. I saw someone like that on the stage earlier.
Really? I didn't see any such person. Could I ask when you saw him?
Just before the academia representatives went on stage.
Strange. I was on stage the entire time, and I didn't see anyone come up.
Paimon didn't see anyone either.
Perhaps you're mistaken. However, if you have any leads on that matter, you can talk to me at any time.
Hey, Traveler. Paimon. Long time no see.
Yes! My wife!
Dia! Candace! You two are here as well!
My wife has left our village. Come to me.
Ah, so they're two friends of yours. In that case, I'll take my leave. May you all have a wonderful time during the extravaganza.
Wife.
The academia sent us both invitations, so Dia suggested that we come together. The villagers were also encouraging me to travel outside the village. I couldn't find it in myself to turn them down.
We're here now, so no point dwelling on that. Even though this extravaganza isn't a holiday or anything, it's still a big deal here in Sumeru. Merchants from all over will set up shop. There'll be tons of stuff to eat, use, and wear, more than you can count. I'm already set on helping you buy 2 new outfits. I mean, who wears the same thing at work and home anyway?
I'm looking forward to it. Just being able to relax and wander the streets freely has already made my day.
So, Traveler, Paimon, you two want to come with?
We'd love to, but we've got work to do right now.
Damn, Paimon. Sounds sus as hell.
Aw, that's a shame. Let's hang out together when you're free then.
Sure!
In that case, Candace and I'll head out first. Good clothing and fabrics are very much in demand. If you snooze, you lose. Oh, right. We should also get some accessories.
No need to rush. I think we'll have a better time if we take things slow. See you two later. Feel free to come find us whenever you have the time.
Dia's like, we've got to get on those fucking bargains.
Paimon didn't think that Candace and Dia would come.
Eyo.
Hanging out with them sounds like a great time. Still, looks like the competition's starting soon. Let's go over to where Alhaitham is and see what's going on.
I will now announce the rules for the first round of the competition. Please listen carefully. During the opening ceremony, Academia staff released several cages of butterflies, and many of them are now fluttering within Sumeru City. Amongst these butterflies, 3 of them will be special swift flies. They have a different appearance and also fly a little faster. Your objective this round is to find a swift fly and bring it to me. 3 points will be awarded to the first participant to return, 2 to the second, and 1 point to the third. That is all for the first round. Should you require clarification on anything, please ask any of the other staff.
He's like, I don't want to hear your questions.
Alhaitham's all business all the time, huh? That said, how did he get picked to be a commentator? Paimon's kinda curious.
Finding 3 specific butterflies in a place as large as Sumeru City sounds rather improbable.
If these swift flies behave anything like regular butterflies...
I'm off. It will take some time to search every corner of Sumeru City.
Huh? You're going just like that?
Yeah?
A champion walks the road to victory.
My dear Kasharawar Jr., I have a plan. How about some cooperation between you and me?
Cooperation?
Looks like everyone's got their own plans for this, Tuffy. We're supposed to go on stage next, right? Let's wait and see everyone's reactions first. Huh? Wait a minute. Look, he seems to be observing the other contestants just like we are.
Side eye.
We were right not to let our guard down.
Do you remember those things we made previously?
Huh? You mean...
It's time for them to shine.
Skip.
Have some secret.
Such a long cutscene.
Oh, hello there. Madam
Skip.
Faruzan and I
Skip.
are discussing how...
Skip.
Shh! Hush now! The walls have ears around here. We should keep it a secret for now. But you'll find out what we have in store soon enough. Come now, let's go.
Still.
Before the others act.
All right, there's no time to lose. We're off to make our preparations. See you later.
This is basically what I'll need.
Oh,
Do you think
Colin.
you'll have any
Did
difficulties?
you hear about the story of a
have most
fisherman
of the
named
reagents
Skipper?
with me,
All
and
he
I
did
can
was
buy the
skip.
rest. Kale, you're here too. Kainari, you have a master plan ready?
My hypothesis is that the Swiftfly's morphological variations won't significantly affect their fundamental nature. So I'm planning on using this to lure them out. Of course, I could be wrong. Every mutation opens the door to new possibilities, especially when they are artificially introduced. Details will have to wait until after the post-experimental analysis. For now, Kale and I are going to buy some reagents for our experiment. All right, well, see you later.
Okay, see ya. Hey, Layla. You look a little worried.
Yeah, I have no idea what I should do. What color are these swift flies? Do they have special markings? How do they differ from ordinary butterflies? Aw, I can't even figure out these basic
Why don't you just go
questions, and
start
most
looking?
of what I've learned in the past is completely useless here.
Aren't people who research the stars supposed to have some extraordinary abilities? Why not use astrology to solve it?
Oh, you're another contestant. A hat guy, was it?
Is it that you can't use astrology during the day? Guess that skill's less useful than I thought.
No, it's not like that. If it's daytime, all I need is an astrolabe.
So, why don't you do that then?
Mona Magistus, the astrologist, said that those who constantly use astrology to obtain things that shouldn't be theirs will eventually lose the blessing from the stars. It's just something I read in an academic publication.
Aww.
I really love to read Mona's essays.
You're overthinking it.
Okay, sounds
Power
good,
is just
Diary.
a tool. It just seems to me that you don't have the resolve to win this. Well, suit yourself. Wallow in your immature ideals if you like.
Hey! Seriously? Just walking off after saying a bunch of mean stuff like that?
Okay, sounds good,
Did I
Camo.
say something wrong just now?
It's good to have your own convictions.
Thank you so much. I've made up my mind not to use astrology for this. I think I'll just try my luck in the city. To be honest, I've always been pretty good at observation, and if I'm fortunate, I might be able to find that special butterfly species.
Lord Cyno seems to have found a swiftfly. Come on, let's go check it out.
Really? Where?
The butterfly flew up high, and he's chasing it now.
Oh, no time to lose. Let's go see.
As expected of Cyno. Actually, shouldn't you two go have a look as well? The moment when he catches the butterfly will likely be one worth recording after all. I'll head into the city shortly to start my own search. I'll see you later.
Alright, in that case, let's go see Cyno first, and then we can check on what everyone else is up to.
I didn't expect that you would be invited as well.
Neither did we. By the way, how did you get picked, Alhaitham?
There were several factors, but primarily the recommendation of the sages. I suppose they assumed that I'd have the free time for this job after resigning as acting Grand Sage. That said, they'd probably claim that my calm demeanor would help maintain fairness in the competition.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds like you've got a lot on your plate.
Not really. The job itself is quite simple and effortless.
Oh, good talk.
This is my first time commentating for such a competition. I'm feeling kinda nervous.
Nilu, how did you get picked to be a guest commentator?
The staff said that spectators would be less inclined to come if the contestants and commentators were all from the academia. I don't quite understand it, but I'm happy that we're able to all meet again.
They wanted to give Nilu a job in this event. Wait, we see them all on the map. Cute. I love this.
We found you, Sino! Oh, wait, is that a swift fly?
Oh, it's cute.
Stay put. Don't move.
He caught it!
Well, shit.
Huh? Sino, what's wrong?
This isn't what I'm looking for. It's a...
Finally, I made it. I heard that you caught a swiftfly, Sino. Mind letting me see what it looks like? Hold on. Isn't this the mechanical bait that I released earlier? Why would you catch that instead of a swiftfly?
Wait a minute. If we consider this from a different angle, isn't it a good thing that the bait you made was convincing enough to fool even Sino?
Stella, you released bait?
That's right. During a previous interior design project, I felt that the artificial flowers on a wall were a little bland, so I decided on placing a few moving mechanical butterflies to add some pizzazz. In order to make them both small and nimble, I consulted with Madame Faruzan. Not long ago, the two of us took all those mechanical butterflies and released them into the city.
Why would you do that?
Can I be the bait next time? Oh my god.
Need you even ask? Young people these days really do need to get out more.
Damn,
You
okay.
never play that game where you place strips of paper on a bamboo pole and wave it across a field of flowers to attract a whole kaleidoscope of butterflies?
No.
No, I haven't. Wait, so you're trying to...
That's right. The butterflies within the city will mistake our mechanical bait for one of their own and follow them around. As long as we keep releasing and retrieving our bait, we can capture all the butterflies within the city. What comes afterward is just a matter of separating the swift flies from the others.
Please.
Guess that's one way to do it.
Do not underestimate the wisdom of your elders. I had already thought of this method the moment the round's rules were announced. Of course, we also owe much to this fine junior of mine here for making such lifelike butterflies. It seems that Kasharawar has not quite declined as far as I had thought in recent years. Their teaching skills at least seem to be intact.
Well, I just stuck to what I do best. The idea was yours.
No need to be so polite. Once we capture all these butterflies, we shall split the points for this round. Look, one of them is returning now. Huh? Wait a moment. Are my eyes deceiving me? Why don't I see any butterflies behind it?
That's because there are none. Seems like your plan has hit a snag.
Looks like the match continues. I'll be looking elsewhere.
Slido's like, this fucking shit.
Strange. Has something else diverted their attention?
How do we know they even
Come,
like the
let's search in the
bait?
direction the bait returned from.
We'll go have a look too.
Okay, how do we know they even like it? Look at them running! Oh my god, they're fucking zooming! Oh, we're still going? Okay. Look at us! This is fun. New. No, oh, we're still going? Okay. This is so funny. You never get to run with characters. You only ever get to walk with them. Oh. Ah, Tignari.
Huh? Faruzan? Kaveh? Why
Catch the red. I'm sorry.
So it was the Morta boy.
Tainari!
Fascinating, isn't it? The butterflies have all congregated here due to a special incense that I used. I infused it with 3 different types of honey, and the butterflies, following the fragrance, have gathered around me.
Oh, butterflies must have really sharp noses then. Wait, do they even have noses? I've never seen one.
They do not, in fact, and their vision isn't stellar either.
Their vision isn't stellar? What?
However, they can use their antennae to distinguish between scents, and their olfactory senses are generally quite advanced, allowing them to detect floral fragrances from great distances.
Oh, so that's how it is. I had a pet butterfly once. I picked wildflowers and placed them in its box, but it wouldn't eat any.
That's normal. Raising butterflies isn't difficult, but there are many things you should take note of. Appropriate temperature, sufficient air, and a spacious environment are examples of such considerations. You must also ensure that the food you've chosen suits their palate. Most importantly, you must curb your curiosity and avoid disturbing them while they rest. Otherwise, they may become stressed.
Me as fuck.
Sorry. I liked to poke at its wings at the time.
Oh my god, this kid is abusing a
Humans tend to
butterfly.
rear many creatures due to their aesthetic value, but not all are suited to such a process. Caring for living beings is hard work. Impulse alone is insufficient. Some prerequisite knowledge is always required.
Tignari's speaking facts, honestly.
Sure do know a lot.
Honestly speaking facts.
I have a question too.
People get pets
I bought a scarab not long ago,
to be
and it hasn't
playthings.
seemed very active. Can you help me figure out why?
I mean, it's a scarab. It's not meant to be
I'd
active.
like to keep a duskbird as a pet. What are some key points I should consider?
Stop trying to tame wild animals.
Is it possible to keep a Rishbalin tiger as a pet?
No.
All right, it seems like you all have a great deal of questions. But I am in the middle of the Inter-Darshan Championship at the moment, so I'm afraid I can't answer them all now. Let me propose an alternative. Next month, there will be a biology lecture
Get
at
that self-promoting
Gandharvaville,
king.
and I will be sharing some interesting insights on living organisms there. If you're interested, you can attend that lecture, and if you should have any questions, just prepare them ahead of time. I'll answer questions after I've finished speaking.
All right, I'll be there.
Of course, please try to ask more rational questions. For example, whether you can raise a Rishbalin tiger as a pet or not is mainly dependent on whether you can overcome one in a fight.
Looks like Tignari's science lecture will draw quite a crowd.
He's like, don't ask stupid questions, moron.
Oh. Was I listening in for that long? Seems Kale's master does live up to his title as a teacher.
Madame Faruzan, I've had a look around. Nearly all the butterflies in this area have been attracted by the incense. However, we can cast our bait further away to avoid this area.
All right, then let's get moving. We shan't let all the butterflies get away from us if we can help it.
Seems like the competition's really heating up. Let's go see how the other contestants are doing.
The scent is starting to fade. Seems the wind is stronger than I thought. The incense isn't going to last long.
Where? Oh, he's he's just having a fucking coffee. Wait, can I sit and talk to him? Oh, I can. Nice.
What brings you two here?
It made me stand up.
You're here having coffee? Aren't you supposed to be a contestant?
Is there really any need for me to take part while everyone's running around like it's some sort of carnival? Don't worry. I'll get involved once things actually get serious.
Oh, that's it? He's like, can't be fucked, like, mate.
Let's wait here. Whew. Seems my age is catching up with me.
Let Hat Friend drink his sippy. Fair.
Please lead the Swiftflies back here. I'm really counting on you.
He really wants to move out of his lover's place. Oh wait, these are posters for the event. That's so cute.
Layla, how are things going on your end?
I've been searching for quite a while now, but I haven't seen any sign of the Swiftflies yet.
They probably left the city and just
I
like
ended
bye.
up catching a few mechanical devices that looked very similar to butterflies. I wonder where they came from.
Looks like Baruzan and Kabe's devices are everywhere now.
Yep.
I'll keep up the search. That said, I've noticed that a number of butterflies in the city has already decreased a lot compared to when the event started.
Yeah, they're attracted by
Probably
Tignari's thing.
because the other contestants are coming up with their own ways to catch butterflies. Alright, I'll do my best too.
How do we know some random citizen hasn't caught one? Could it be?
Oh, what a coincidence. I guess I just need to catch it now, right?
So how are we doing that?
Please wait. Aw, there it goes.
Please wait.
It's so fast! Paimon thought all Hatham said they were only a little faster.
No, come back.
Come on, Traveler, let's go too.
Okie dokie.
The locator's going off. Looks like someone's already cut themselves a swift fly.
Oh my god, I love the animation of it. This event feels so much more like alive.
The locator's going off again. So someone else finished too? That would mean that the one Layla's chasing is the last swift fly.
This is way more like interactive. Like, that oftentimes I feel like they skimp on the animations and they're just like, oh yeah, this is happening. And you don't actually get to see it.
Oh, it just occurred to me that we should also get you a makeup box.
No, it's fine. I don't think I'll end up using it.
Maybe you won't, but it doesn't hurt to have one, right? Come on, just trust me on this one.
She's trying to make her girlfriend all girly.
Huh? Who are you, and what do you want?
Please, don't move.
Don't move? Who sent you?
Absolute lesbian coded.
Don't worry, I can handle this. Now, tell me, what do you want?
Aww. That's funny, but also why didn't they just animate it? Like, this is a very cute art, but why didn't they just animate it? Hold on.
I believe she's looking for this. Here, take it.
A butterfly? Was it on my head?
On the flower.
Oh, you're...
It's been a while, Layla.
Wait, how do they know each other? Huh?
A friend of yours? Oh, so she must be the one you were telling me about.
Huh? You two know each other?
Yeah, I wasn't aware.
Oh yeah, it has been some time. The first time I ever woke up after sleepwalking, I somehow found myself in our village. Candace was the one who took care of me then.
Took care of you, huh?
That's right. She didn't look well, so I gave her something to eat. She said a lot of complicated things about astrology, the night sky, the stars. Not sure I understood it all, but it sounded pretty enchanting.
No, me first.
Right. Do you still want this butterfly? It seems like you were chasing it all the way here. It's of little use to me, but if you don't want it, I can release it.
Just let her have it. It's no big deal.
The swift fly was flying so fast, but you were able to catch it like it was nothing.
I mean, that's because it had come to a stop, Paimon.
Oh, it didn't seem that quick, really. I was actually worried that I would injure it, but I'm glad that didn't happen.
Anyway, sorry about the butterfly thing. With the way you suddenly came running over like that, I thought you were hired to take us out or something. Huh. On second thought, I guess I've never seen an assassin that looks tired with dark bags around their eyes.
Damn, drag her.
You must be taking part in the championship. Take it from me. Don't let it stop you from getting some rest.
I'll do what I can. Thank you.
We'll be on our way then. See you later.
Alrighty, let's bring the swift fly back together with Layla.
It seems we have a third contestant who has returned with a swift fly. With that, the first round has come to an end. I anticipate that all of you will keep up the effort for the second round. Dismissed.
Your closing statement sounded so... how do I put it? Decisive?
Well, you could certainly stand to try being more decisive, Neely. It would help you live more freely.
Tracked.
Who were the first 2 contestants with swift flies?
Tainari was first, and as for the second, it's being discussed right now.
Oh. Between Farazan and Kaveh. It's being discussed.
Hey, Alhaitham, I think I've come up with a good idea. Second place gets 2 points, right? Can't Madame Faruzan and I split the points between us?
Quite the imagination you have there. I've read the championship handbook from cover to cover, and I never saw any rule which permits that.
Then we can just add a rule.
Do you really think I'd do that?
Come on, you're not going to stand in the way of my victory, are you?
Well, you're free to send the organizing committee an application outlining your naive proposal. They'll get back to you within 3 working days.
3 working days? It'll be too late by then.
Unfortunately for you, even dreaming is gonna cost you.
Paimon gets it now. Kaveh and Faruzan found the second Swiftfly together. The rules say that only 1 person can get the points.
Oh well, the rules are the rules. Since you call me madam and politely ask for my help, I shall give you these points.
Wait, that's very nice of her. What the fuck?
So I'll put the points under Kaveh's name then?
No. If I take these points, won't that only detract from your contributions, Madame Faruzan?
They're both too polite.
You might be alright with that, but I cannot do it. Not in good conscience.
I don't have any problem with it. There are 2 more rounds after all. Losing one isn't a major setback. But if you insist, I have another method. We can draw lots to see who will receive the points.
Lots, huh?
What? Is there something wrong with that idea?
No. Well, let's do it.
All right. I'll get the paper needed for the lots. Give me a moment.
Everybody watches Kaveh suffer a glorious and forthright defeat in the game of lots.
Seriously?
I'm sorry, but it appears the luck was on my side this time.
No, you do deserve it. I'm just lamenting my bad luck. Perhaps that's why my life is rife with trouble.
Damn, okay, bro.
Indeed.
It's just a game.
It's rare to see anyone with such terrible luck be so willing to decide victory via lots.
What would you know about that? I just...
We can save bickering for later. Record the points under Farazan, and that'll finally bring the first round to a close. The second round will
Kaveh,
be
you
held
had that in the
desert.
bag and you gave
We'll
it
be
away.
moving
That's
our
on
commentator
you.
stand over to Aru Village. Let's meet up in Aru Village once everything is ready. I'll announce the details of the second round then.
That's
Till
quite a
then,
distance.
you have some free time. I'm off the clock at this point, so it's farewell for now.
Wait, Alhaitham! You...
Don't be upset, Kaveh. Sighing can carry away your good luck, you know.
That's not
so
scientific.
that's how it works. In that case, I'll take in some deep breaths. Maybe that'll help me make up for all the luck I've lost. It's really no big deal. 2 points aren't enough to decide victory or defeat just yet.
Hello, Dust.
I'll win the next round. You'll see.
Looks like you've managed to pick yourself back up, young man. Good. I must warn you, though, that I'm quite familiar with the desert. You'll have to try your best if you don't want to lose.
I'm no stranger to the desert either. I'll be fine. All right then, that's enough chit-chat for now. I'm going to check the area out.
That's quite a distance for them, considering they can't teleport.
So the current standings are Tainari in first place, Faruzan in second, and Layla in third. Guess we should also take a nice break before the next round starts. But where should we go first?
Why, you two look a little lost. If you're not sure where to start enjoying the Academia extravaganza, then may I suggest that you have a chat with our boss?
I feel like I'm being
Your
sold
boss?
to right now.
Who's that? Do we know them?
Well, only the most
Oh.
famous merchant in all of Sumeru, Lord Sangamo Bay.
Oh, you mean Dory!
Precisely. Our boss sent me to inform you two that she'll be waiting for you at Sumeru City's North Gate.
Oh, well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon.
Hi, Dory.
Hey, Dory. Are you here to attend the Academia Extravaganza too?
Of course! People are practically flocking to Sumeru City. You couldn't ask for a better opportunity to do business. This is one of the entrances into the city, and it's very close to the Wisdom Gala booths. There'll be an endless stream of customers. I can already hear the Mora going clink, clink, clink as they fill my coin pouch. Well, is there anything you'd like to purchase? We've got everything you need and deals that can't be beat.
Paimon's face.
Well, do you have anything to eat?
Oh, wait, we're celebrating the extravaganza and you're only thinking of eating... I mean, of course, we've got lots of things to eat. That said, I recommend that you also consider some of the great bargains we have going on. The Wisdom Gala is about to begin, and once it starts, each of the Darshans will prepare a small challenge for everyone. And just between us, I have some super booster supplements for sale.
Don't trust it.
Just one to boost both your strength and dexterity for a short time, allowing you to overcome any challenge.
Dory is so extra.
No thanks, we'll pass. These little challenges are gonna be a cinch for the two of us. Just you watch.
The two of us, or you mean me, Paimon?
Anyway, Paimon just wants something to eat, please. If you don't have any food, then we'll just go somewhere else.
All right. Mora is Mora, after all. Oh, what would you like to eat?
Paimon has learned how to deal with Dory.
Well, Paimon's pretty hungry right now. Do you have any touching?
Let me see.
Yes.
This is a huge job, isn't it?
I just put them on the
If
couch.
this works out, we'll be set.
Here you go. 2 servings of touching. See? I told you there's nothing Lord Sangamabe can't procure.
Yay! Huh? What are you looking at, Traveler?
I thought I saw someone just out, except I didn't see it because I wasn't looking at the screen.
Oh? Who? Someone we know?
Never mind.
Was it someone suspicious? Have we attracted some unwanted attention?
Huh? What's happening, Dory? Is there something else going on?
She's not legally allowed to be
I don't know
here.
who you saw just now, but I do have some hard-to-come-by information about the extravaganza. If you want to know more, we can talk business later.
Quest completed. Ooh. Cute. Pretty. Beginnings and endings. The Inter-Darshan Championship has advanced to the second round. The booths are also occupied and spreading the festive cheer. This round will take place in the desert. Will the rankings see some new shifts? Oh. It's not voiced? Okay. Have you decided to buy information from me? Paimon's a little curious about your exclusive information, but we need to hear the price first. If it's too expensive, then forget it. I'll sell it to you for the fixed price of 1 million Mora. That's a lot. Never mind, 1 million Mora can buy lots and lots of tasty food. Wait a sec. Let me see. Paimon is customer number 1001 for today. The original cost of the information was 1 million Mora, but for you, the price is now free. Paimon didn't know such luck exists. Wait, you're not baiting us into spending, are you? Maybe the first sentence is free, but not the next sentence. If you don't want it, fine. Next. Wait. Forget what Paimon said. Well, listen. Dory's exclusive scoop number 1. Do you remember the Diadem of Knowledge? Paimon remembers that only the champion was entitled to wear the diadem. It seemed very valuable. Exactly. The diadem that Sachin gave the Academia was a rather expensive antique. Yet this very diadem, after it was donated to the Academia, was lost by them once before. Why didn't we hear about this? If everyone knew about this, would my information still be considered exclusive? Of course, this information doesn't come from nowhere. I've got witnesses too. There's a young fellow named Kashmir from the suburbs. If you're interested in delving further, you could ask him. The password is that incident from 20 years ago. Who are you guys? Is there something you need? That incident from 20 years ago. I guess I shouldn't have told anyone. Last time I had too much to drink and blabbered a little too much, and now people are seeking me out. Since you're curious, I guess I'll tell you. I was just 6 years old 20 years ago, so I can't remember clearly what happened at the time. But recently I read the diary I kept when I was a child, and vaguely recalled the situation back then. The Interdarshan Championship was also held that year. There were 3 rounds, the last of which was outside the city. I begged my mum to take me out of town to see it, and when she refused, I snuck out. And then? I ended up getting lost outside the city. In the middle of nowhere, there was no one around. I grew more and more frightened and began to cry. That's when I saw some strange creatures. I can't remember what they looked like. I only remember how, as a child, I stopped crying at the sight of them. Strange creatures. They must be the Aranara. They took me to the competition. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, it was too late. It was already over. Just when I was disheartened, I suddenly saw one of those strange creatures slowly dragging a crown along. It was a beautiful crown, shining in the moonlight, and I could not help but follow it. I saw the little fellow hide the crown in a hollow tree before disappearing. The Aranara stole it? I wanted to touch that crown, but at the moment I could hear the distant cries of my mother. It turns out she figured out I was lost and got her neighbours to go looking for me. I never got to touch it. It wasn't until I was older, when I saw the Diadem of Knowledge at the Interdarshan Championship, that I realised it was the same thing. Alright, do you remember where that diadem ended up? It's probably in the Avidia forest, but I've been back a few times and I haven't found anything. No one would believe me, even if I told them. Alas, even I can't remember it clearly. Perhaps it was a dream I had when I was a child. Well, should we go look for it, Harley? I guess. What exactly happened back then? There's a hole in the tree. It seems completely empty, and there's nothing in it. Eh? Wait, there's a note there. Are you blind, Paimon? The good Nar taught Arakasyapa? The good Nara taught Arakasyapa how to read. Arakasyapa must protect the good Nara. What's this supposed to mean? Well, well, if it isn't Harley and Paimon yet again. I have the latest update on the Academia Extravaganza. Would you like to hear it? How much is it? It's free. Isn't Lord Sangamabe generous? Do you guys remember Sachin? The guy who sponsored the Academia Extravaganza. Paimon heard that the prize money and Diadem of Knowledge came from him. Bingo! In fact, not long ago, when I was doing business in the desert, I met an old businessman. And guess what I got from him? A dealer's ledger. With it, I can avoid dangerous areas in the desert and go to more places. Of course, the most important thing is that the ledger mentions Sachin. It turned out that Sachin had been to the desert to investigate the people's local conditions and customs. He also had cordial exchanges with the travelling merchants in the desert. Much of the text is lost, but this is a first-hand account of the big sponsor behind the Academia Extravaganza. Would you like a look? Okay, let's have a look then. Old papers. The sandstorms are raging. The caravan has stalled. We ran into a scholar calling himself Sachin. He said he could sponsor the caravan, provided that we... This is a trial of human nature. Betrayal. Plunder. There was nothing we could do. No one could withstand. If I could do it all over again, I would never have taken that money. Then they wouldn't have had to die, and I wouldn't be living like this. A fate worse than death. People are the most terrifying animals in this world. What the fuck? Eh? This is all hard to understand. Dory, what does this all mean? What does this all mean? I'm afraid that if you need it analysed, it'll cost you an extra $1,000,000 more. Forget it then. Well, since you're not paying, that will be all for Dory's special news. But let me give you a hint. There should be someone here who's been to a lot of Academia Extravaganzas. Perhaps you could talk to them? Alas, seeing these young children, I can't help but reminisce about the past. The Interdarshan Championship has always been a stage for young talent. Unfortunately, not every genius will be successful eventually. Why do you say that? Geniuses are most stubborn and cold and find it hard to understand the pain of others. Empathetic people, on the other hand, often fall into self-doubt and depression. Damn, if that ain't the difference between Al-Haytham and Kaveh. People who are not firm can only stand still, while people who are determined but walk down the wrong path refuse to look back. There's a lot to think about here. How was that helpful? For this year's Interdarshan Championship, my favourite has to be Sino. Aside from his skills as the General Mahamatra, looking back at the tournament's history, the Spantamad Darshan has the highest percentage of champions. Many people say that the Spantamad Darshan produces many talented people, such as Cyrus, Ruzika, Lisa, Sino, who the fuck is that? The brighter the talent, the sooner the game will lose its suspense. The most exciting competition was still 20 years ago. At that time, my friend also participated in the game, and I went there to cheer for him. The last round was played in a Avidia forest. In the end, no one dared to approach them, and no one knew what was going on in the depths of the forest. Then I heard the Academia shut down the competition. Later, the Interdarshan Championship removed many of the events in which people fought to the death, discouraging people from being desperate enough to do so. That was a thing? What? What is your friend like? Let me think. He's honest and kind, but he's also vulnerable and sensitive. Most of all, he cares about us. When we drink together, our time is filled with laughter and cheer. It's just too bad that it's all in the past now. Among the friends we drank with, some died, some disappeared, some now live in seclusion. They say fate is fickle. Perhaps it's true. Looks like something did happen 20 years ago. Right, didn't Weecast tell us to seek him out if we had any questions? Now that we have time, why don't we ask him? This is just running around talking to all these different people. Time will erase all traces of one's existence. I have long forgotten much of the merry times during my days as a student. Even now, I'm unsure of what exactly I'm reminiscing about. Perhaps I'm just reluctant to admit that I'm getting old. Damn. That incident from 20 years ago? Why the sudden question? Did you hear any particular information? We've heard that the diadem seems to have been lost 20 years ago, and some contestants' personality has changed. You seem to know a lot about that. Wikas, is there something you're not telling us? Not exactly. I was 5 years old when it happened. How could I know? But there are things I've never told anyone. I'm actually a part of the Academia Extravaganza's planning committee because of the influence of a senior colleague. That senior colleague and I met on a trip. He was a bit timid and would always flee and cower somewhere at the first sign of an emergency. One day, 4 years ago, I said to him, I want to go back to the Academia. The Academia Extravaganza is about to begin. And then, upon mentioning the Academia Extravaganza, he got startled and said something about, it has nothing to do with me. When I said goodbye to him, he insisted on getting a drink with me. After several drinks, he started talking all sorts of nonsense. I also had too many, and in my drunken stupor, I didn't really hear him that well. I only remember that he said that he lost the Diadem of Knowledge for a while. He was in charge of the distribution and recovery of the Diadem of Knowledge, and that he nearly had a heart attack upon realizing that the diadem was missing. Fortunately, he finally found it in a tree hole. Okay. Like the one we saw before. He said that the Diadem of Knowledge is a very valuable treasure, which is recorded in many ancient books. Legend has it that it was built by a famous craftsman in ancient times, and carries a secret that no one knows. Sachin had entrusted the Academia to safeguard the diadem after all. If my senior was responsible for the diadem's disappearance, he could not afford to pay for it with his meager wealth. Even if the loss was temporary, no one should know of it, lest the Academia find him guilty of gross negligence. I mean, we're talking about it in the Academia. So he covered it up? Yes. It seems that he also said that many people came to inquire about it, including children, but he said that the diadem had never been lost. But he was so scared that when things blew over, he quit his job and left the Academia. I drank too much that night, and when I woke up the next day, he was gone. The more I thought about it, the more I had a bad feeling that issues would crop up in the Academia Extravaganza if entrusted to someone like him. I didn't have a job at the time, so I joined the Academia Extravaganza Planning Committee. I tried to investigate things on the inside too, but I couldn't find anything. And the diadem was found, and the man whose personality was said to have changed was dead, and there was nothing to be found. Still, 20 years is still a long time. Long enough that the people involved from the beginning no longer remember nor care. That's all I know. If you're curious, keep investigating, and maybe one day you'll discover the truth. That's easy for you to say. We don't have much to go on. Do you have any more information? Like where the senior colleague went? I haven't heard from him. Later, I also went to the desert to look for him, but in the vast desert, it was almost impossible to run into him. To make up for it, I do have some information on Sachin. Would you like to hear it? Sure, tell us. Oh my god, the typo. When I was traveling, I did so with an Eremite commander. While we were chatting, he said he came into possession of an article written by an academia researcher. He seemed to think it was something precious and refused to show it to anyone, only to let me peek at it at my request. I only caught a glimpse of it, but I saw that it was signed by Sachin. I didn't know who Sachin was, nor did I care. After joining the Academia Extravaganza Planning Committee, I found out that he was an important member of the Vahumana Darshan who sponsored the event. If you're interested, you can find the Eremite commander in the desert. He's usually in the Valley of Dari. Information related to Sachin? Alright, let's go take a look. I'm finding this quest a bit boring. This is a lot of just going around talking to people about a diadem I don't really care about. What do you want? Whoa, this guy looks real fierce. Does he? His outfit reminds me of Kave with the same, like, dip. Either say your piece or leave. I have no time for you. Actually, we heard that you have Sachin's article on you, so we were wondering if we could have a look. Are you kidding me? No, why would you ask that? Seems like you guys really don't know. Some time ago, I had the article appraised. Turns out it's nothing more than a personal travel journal, and is of little value. He hired my father to keep him safe. That Sachin fellow would often walk, ask, write, and mumble. There was one time his papers were blown away by the wind. He said it was no big deal. My father, however, thought that things written by intellectuals must be valuable, so he looked around for them at night with a torch. None among my family can read. My father cherished this article and then passed it on to me. I had no idea it was completely worthless. Sounds unfortunate, but do you still have it? Yes. You want to have a look? You can look at it as much as you want. Since it's not worth anything, there's no need for me to be so stingy. Unclear notes. Once the gods reigned supreme. All life flocked to them like sheep seeking shepherds, and those who suffered did so in silence. Now divine power has dwindled while human wisdom has blossomed. However, those who suffer face suffering still. There is a saying in Lila that goes, life is like lodging in an inn, and in Inazuma, all things are but void. It hurts every time I read these words. I tried to seek the reason for this. The wheel of time turns, and the only constant throughout Sumeru's history is human nature. Since arriving in the desert, I have conducted a total of 64 experiments over the course of 7 years. Men are like prisoners, or captured animals, feeding on each other's happiness until one is doomed to eternal torment. Therefore, where there is gain, there must be loss. Where there is happiness, there is agony. Everyone is a victim, but everyone is also a perpetrator. Greed and numbness reside in the heart of humanity. Driven by greed, humans choose to commit evil, and numbness is why they turn a blind eye to the evil of others. But if this is what the world is, what is then the meaning of the world? The future is to the present as the present is to the past. Peace was never an option. Not the fucking peace was never an option. Conflict is the eternal truth. Everything, from my knowledge, my wisdom, to my life, is but nothingness. Fucking nihilistic. So this is the article that Sachin wrote? To be honest, Paimon can't make sense of any of it. But judging from the crummy handwriting, Paimon can't say exactly why, but Paimon has the feeling he was going through a tough time. Yeah, he sounded depressed. Well, we're done reading it. Thank you very much. You're welcome. It's not worth any money, but I'm going to keep it anyway. After all, my father entrusted it to me. Come see me again if you want to look at it again. Wait, was that was the whole quest? What? Am I missing something? Well, that about wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed. This was a really fun start to the quest. I am obsessed with Hat Guy. I am really enjoying hanging out with Kaveh and the gang. Although I will say I don't really understand the significance of the diadem quest. It was kind of confusing. I wish that there'd been a little bit more explanation as to how it kind of fitted into everything else. It sort of felt a bit random, and the fact that you could do it like basically immediately was a little bit weird because I feel like you didn't have the right context for it yet. I don't know. I was confused. Having said that, we will continue with Parade of Providence next episode. We will start with the second act and most of the third act. So stay tuned for that. As always, if you enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe because it really does help. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.